Although we don't actually carry magic wands on escape to the country,
a lot of our points on our wish list are
coming true.
They're here.
We do like our properties to leave our buyers spellbound.
Wow.
Actually, there's no words to describe.
We've actually stumped you, haven't we? Yeah.
Yes.
And also make them giddy with excitement.
This is definitely one of the most twirlable spaces. Should I give it a go?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow, that's my girl.
One of the West Country's shining stars, Somerset has a certain je ne sais quoi. It exudes both natural and man-made beauty in the shape of 4 national landscapes and a staggering 10,000 listed buildings.
In all the years I've been coming here, I've always thought there's something extra special about Somerset, but I've never quite been able to put my finger on why until now. Of course, it's got this gorgeous scenery, especially on a sunny day like today. But it's also really, really stylish. Somerset has just got it.
Sitting in England's southwest, Somerset boasts just over 500,000 residents. And home for them could be picturesque seaside towns like Burnham-on-Sea or pretty villages like Hinton St George, given the accolade of one of the best-kept villages in the county.
What is there not to love about Somerset? I feel as though I've got the best of both worlds. I can come here and it'll be really peaceful, but then 45 minutes I can get into Bristol and have the whole hustle and bustle of all of that, and then jump on a train and go into London for the day, which is perfect.
And although the bright lights might beckon, it's always good to come back home.
I love nature, I love to be out in the open, I just like to open my window and see the greenery, and I really do prefer living in Somerset. Hands up, with no excuses.
It's nice to be in a city but actually have the countryside very nearby for walks.
It's just a wonderful place to be. It's nice and quiet, relaxed, and everybody just seems to be so friendly.
New York, New York, exciting when you want to be part of it, but today's couple have decided they're ready for a breath of fresh air here in Somerset.
We met 22 years ago in Central Park in New York City. We've been inseparable ever since, and our careers have taken us throughout the world. And now that we're retired, we've decided to make our home in the UK, somewhere in the country.
That's right.
Sharon, who worked in communications, and Jeremy, who was in finance, have moved to many places over the past 20 years, including Hong Kong, Germany, and London.
Welcome to our flat.
They currently live in a 1-bed apartment on New York's 5th Avenue.
We want to escape to the country because it is somewhat frenetic in the city with a lot of sound of traffic and sirens and construction going on. And we look forward to the quietude and the quality of life in the country, particularly in Somerset. We would very much like, as part of our retirement and our life in the country, to get involved in the community and, of course, to indulge in our passions, which are less easy to enjoy in a crowded environment in New York City.
Such as gardening and looking after some animals.
I love cats, and Sharon likes dogs, so why not have both?
And after property shopping online for the past 6 years, they're now ready to visit the UK and look for their dream home in person.
Here's to the next chapter, Jeremy. Can't wait to find our forever home in England.
In green, pleasant lands. Look at those fields, wonderful.
For a substantial budget of £1.3 million, they're after a spacious period property with at least 4 bedrooms, a place dedicated to crafts where Sharon can paint and sculpt, plus a large garden. They want good transport links to both Bristol and London, and a swimming pool would be a bonus.
The lovely thing about moving international couples is that they really do see Britain in a slightly different way. Maybe they're seeing the bits that we take for granted on a daily basis, like the dry stone walls or the peace and quiet in some parts of the countryside. They're seeing things from a different perspective, and they're reminding you of what you have on your doorstep. And I think that's the case with Jeremy and Sharon. Such a major move.
Before we head off on our tour, we're catching up in Somerset's glorious Hestercombe Gardens near Taunton, a fitting setting to illustrate just why Sharon and Jeremy want to swap the Big Apple for England's most famous apple-producing county.
Jeremy and Sharon, I love that you have lived in some of the best cities in the world, and then all roads have led you to Somerset.
Right. Right.
We've been wanting to come back to the UK for some time now, and we've thought about a county that's very varied in its landscape, has a good sense of history. And Somerset is close to London, it's in the West Country, it's a relaxed lifestyle, and that's what we're looking for.
What are you most looking forward to about this move?
The openness and the fresh air of the country, without a doubt.
When we go for a walk here, there's Sharon in the distance dancing and twirling, and enjoying the sense of space and breathing deep breaths of the fresh air and things like that, which in New York City, you open your windows and it's not really fresh air that you're smelling, but here you do.
All right, well, we need to twirl. Off to some houses.
Okay.
Yeah?
Good plan. Twirl,
You better follow.
That's right.
Our first property address is in the village of Cossington, about a 15-minute drive from Bridgewater train station, where there are connections to Bristol and the capital. Residents are kept busy with an active village hall, and there's also a shop with a post office. A feature in the centre is a stone monolith commemorating an 80-foot elm tree that was felled in 1977, a place of mixed fortunes through the ages, where former locals gathered to hear preachers or witness public hangings. A more pleasant local highlight is the village's 12th century Blue Lias stone church, one of the first 10 churches built in Somerset. It stands opposite the house we're here to see.
Incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow.
Actually, there's no words to describe.
We've actually stumped you, haven't we? Yeah.
Yes.
It's not what I was expecting. There's a little bit of gingerbready thing going on. The scale of it is fantastic, and it looks like the proportions are going to be just what we're looking for.
It dates back to 1822, so mainly
Really?
Georgian with some Victorian additions.
Right. That's the gingerbready bit, I assume.
It's not everything you're seeing.
Right.
So actually, the first bay window is where this house ends. You can sort of see the line of the stone, but you certainly get this part of it.
Excellent.
This beautiful manor house has a fine stucco facade with pretty bargeboard details, which are the decorative wooden panels edging the roof. In the 1970s, it was divided into 2 properties, with the portion on offer for Jeremy and Sharon taking up the lion's share of the original building.
Wow.
Ta-da! And the lifestyle on offer here couldn't be more different from their Manhattan apartment.
Oh, this is spectacular. A proper entranceway with a proper fireplace right here. This is gorgeous. And listen to that. Quiet.
That's right. What's that funny noise?
What's that?
Silence.
It's silence. Yeah, I always wanted to have a proper entranceway, a proper space where you can come in and you can twirl and you can breathe and, you know, skip around if you want.
Let me take you through here, which feels a lot cozier.
Yes, lower ceilings. The beams have been covered beautifully to create more of an elegant living space.
Paneling. It's the first time I've seen something like that on these kind of beams.
No, I like this. You could very easily get comfortable and spend a lot of time in here, that's for sure.
And there are more places to get comfortable through here in the kitchen.
The kitchen and its spectacular adjoining conservatory were added in the 1980s.
Oh, wow, this is fantastic. So bright.
I'm going to recall my physicist past. This is flooded with photons. Lots of light. You've brought the garden inside, which is superb.
A lot of our points on our wish list are
Coming true.
coming
Right
true.
here.
They're here, yeah.
In real
And I'm
life.
actually quite overwhelmed.
I'd say our tour is off to a flying start, but then this property is pretty mind-blowing. Also on the ground floor is a more formal reception room with a fabulous bay window and a large boot room come utility. Next up, we're checking out the sleeping accommodation. The bedrooms are across 2 upper floors, the first with an exceptional galleried landing.
Love the balustrade.
Time to test out that
Yeah,
gorgeous stick.
I'll be sliding down that soon.
There are 6 bedrooms in total, with 3 doubles up on the second floor in the eaves, served by a large living space. Maybe somewhere for Sharon's creative aspirations? Below, on the first floor, 3 bedrooms fan off the galleried landing and include a huge room with a huge bed, as well as another bay window.
Really a sense of space here.
No, I love this room.
And the principal bedroom, which comes with a smart ensuite bathroom, well, it's the stuff of fairy tales.
Gorgeous. This is a nicely proportioned room, classical Georgian proportions. It's got those wonderful shutters on the windows that I adore.
Such a beautiful feature.
Yeah.
And I've noticed throughout the home a lot of the beautiful detail that is original to the home is still intact.
Do you think this might work? You wanted to start to get a feel for the upstairs.
For your painting and your sculpting, I can imagine some of those eaves rooms might be really rather wonderful.
I agree.
Indeed, this palatial home is wonderful, bold and underlined. And the same goes for outside, where the private landscaped gardens cover just under an acre. Green-fingered Jeremy will be pleased to see the large, manicured lawn, a variety of trees and clipped hedges, plus a choice of areas to sit and relax in.
So all of this belongs to the house we're looking at. I was about to say your house, preemptively.
This house is the full package and even boasts an inviting swimming pool as well as its own tennis court.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And look at this. There's no need to miss Broadway.
Yeah, that's right.
You can bring it to the
You
village.
can do your song and dance on there.
Well, they actually put on Shakespeare plays here.
Do they?
For the village. Bring Broadway to Somerset.
That's right.
It is time to
Oh, yes.
try and put a price on everything we've seen.
I'm leaning towards 1.125.
1.125 million we have over here, Jeremy.
Yes,
Where would you
any
like
advance
to come in?
on that? Well, I'm going to guess 1.2
Okay.
million.
It is actually on the market for 1.1 million pounds.
She scores.
This fantastic historic home has glided in under budget at £1.1 million. It has a beautifully bright kitchen and conservatory, 3 reception rooms, 6 bedrooms and landscape gardens with a bonus pool, plus a tennis court.
Time to go.
Hello, hello.
But I will only take you to another house if you have this great reaction to every house I show you. How's that for a deal?
That's a promise.
That's a promise.
Good. Then we're allowed another house.
Goody, goody.
Sharon and Jeremy are yearning for the tranquility of the good old English countryside. But coming from New York, the city that never sleeps, they also want to be within arm's reach of some urban buzz. So we've brought them to Wells, which will give them just that. The UK's smallest city, it has all the culture and excitement they're after, dished up in a bite-sized package.
Wells has a really vibrant community, albeit a small place of about 11,000 people. It has a comedy festival every year. We have a food festival here. Wells also has some brilliant restaurants, thriving markets, nice pubs, live music and brilliant schools.
I love the colour of the stone.
It's one of the most beautiful Gothic cathedrals I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Built more than 800 years ago, the building that gives Wells city status is often referred to as the most poetic of English cathedrals.
Look at that view right down the centre. Very special indeed.
The city has everything the discerning person about town, or anyone in the outlying country villages and hamlets, might need.
Connectivity in Wales we find absolutely fantastic. We can go to Bristol and Bath within 45 minutes. Going to London is a 2.5-hour drive, not a problem at all. It feels like you're pretty much in the middle of everything, but don't have all the congestion, etc., of a big city.
Jem, I think this is it.
Yeah.
We found it.
Sharon and Jeremy will be creating a new life from scratch when they move, and one of the best ways to kick things off is to get stuck in to the local community.
Wow, that's impressive.
They've come to meet Ken Edmonds, chairman of the Wells Little Theatre Committee, which has been putting on shows for more than 120 years.
Thanks for inviting us into your theatre, Ken. It's wonderful to be here.
This building has been the theatre company's home since 1969.
How many productions do you produce a year?
We usually do 4.
I can appreciate the amount of work and effort that you and the whole community have put into this theatre.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a wonderful vibe here. Yeah. I have a bit of a background in community theatre, and I'd love to know how we can get involved.
The best way to get involved is just come along when we hold our first meeting for any production, and then you can, read in part of the script, you can audition. It's open to absolutely anybody.
The theatre has around 100 members, including Joanna, who's in charge of props.
This is fantastic. What a massive inventory.
It's huge, absolutely huge, but we try to cover every era in clothes.
You go that way, I'll go this way and see what happens.
Okay.
But don't get lost. Sharon, where are you? Seem to have lost my wife.
She's behind you, Jeremy. There's no time to audition for Panto now. We have a house to find. For our next viewing, we're off to the village of Cannington, which sits on the edge of the Quantock Hills National Landscape. The village has a handful of shops for everyday essentials and is also home to no less than 5 pubs, one of which is named after the ghost of a nun from the nearby priory, said to haunt the rooms, albeit apparently she's an affable one. Less than a 10-minute walk from the spooky watering hole is the next option in our lineup. This striking and sprawling property dating back to the 1500s. Once a derelict watermill, it was transformed into a magnificent home 30 years ago and is now run as a B&B and holiday let.
Wow.
I like that.
I have a nod of approval from Jeremy.
This is a proper country house. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Amazing.
The stone has warmth to it. Is this a conversion?
It is a former mill house that's been converted.
Former mill house, wow.
Wow.
I'm really looking forward to going inside.
The footprint of this unique home is laid out in an L shape, with living quarters sitting to the front and the majority of the bedrooms in a single-storey wing that flows towards the back. We're kicking off with the most impressive area, a double-height living and dining room that has more than enough space for all of us to twirl to our heart's content.
Wow. I love this space. It reminds me very much of a medieval hall. It's incredible.
Such great ideas to build some galleries on either side.
You often see that with these kind of conversions. It's kind of an architectural trick, isn't it?
I see.
That A, gives you another space and that feeling of grandeur, but it also brings the room in a little bit, which I think you need, otherwise it would feel like a hall and not a home.
I'm looking forward to exploring more and swimming through this amazing space.
Should we start in the kitchen?
Yes, let's swim to
This
the
way.
kitchen.
Fantastic. This is fabulous. Lots of space, high ceilings again. It's an excellent mix of old and new.
And because it's open plan, you'll need a utility room, which is just through there. Huge laundry room. And space for a dog, because I hear that may be an addition.
We would love to have a dog and some animals, perhaps.
Certainly no shortage of rooms for hobbies, is what I would say.
Right, right.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm very curious on how many bedrooms there are.
That's right.
Would you like to know, or do you like surprises?
I like
Yeah,
surprises.
Right, so if you head back through
Okie dokes, do
the
I go first?
banqueting hall,
I'll go first.
and then find the staircase.
Of the 6 bedrooms here, 4 are in the ground floor wing, 2 of which are self-contained and accessed from the outside, given the current commercial use as holiday accommodation. All of these lofty and light rooms open up to the rafters with exposed beams and bags of character, and each comes with its own ensuite bath or shower room. The final 2 bedrooms are above the living room, either side of the galleried landing, accessed by stairs at each end.
Another lovely space.
You have your own sleeping area, and out here is your sitting area, which was actually quite a lovely suite.
Lastly, inside and directly below this bedroom is a reminder of the building's past. Perhaps an inspirational space for Sharon?
It's an actual mill. Wow. Look at this.
And you can actually feel as you walk into here, there's
How the temperature drops.
The temperature drops.
Sense of history.
Yes.
It's all here.
You can see a little bit of history in motion there, my darling. Wow.
And if all that wasn't enough, the property has additional accommodation in the form of a separate 3-bed dwelling. This 2-storey old cart house with a private terrace can bring in a rental income upwards of £20,000 a year. Or it could be ideal to host visiting guests from across the pond. The grounds extend to around 1.2 acres and include a mill pond and stream with a choice of areas to sit and take it all in.
How do you feel about what you've seen?
A lot of opportunity to live and pursue our hobbies, without a doubt.
And I have to say I like the garden too, both at the front of the house and the back of the house.
It's most unique. It's most unique.
Shall we talk about the price of this property? How much do you think it's on the market for?
I'm going to say £1.2 million.
I think the value of the property is £1.050 million.
£1 million.
Yeah.
It is on the market for £1.25 million.
Yeah, I can understand why. It's a lot of property. Yeah.
Priced under budget at £1.25 million, this converted 16th century watermill has a huge double-height living and dining room, 6 ensuite bedrooms, a self-contained 3-bed holiday let, and grounds covering around 1.2 acres.
So, time to debrief on what we've
Yes.
seen today, I think.
Please.
Let's do that.
And to round off a day touring some rather remarkable properties, we're back where we started, in splendid Hestercombe Gardens, to take stock of our journey so far.
You certainly appreciated our surroundings. Did it cement that Somerset is the place?
Yes. We enjoyed, of course, the variation in countryside. We saw farmland, we saw formal settings. We saw 2 very different properties today. Each of them had their many pluses, and there were 1 or 2 minuses. And it's clear that perhaps in the second property, the stairs were a bit too steep for us. So there's things like that today there were some pluses and minuses in each property, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but if you smush those together, we might have found...
It's that old classic, Jeremy.
Yes, classic.
It's been a delightful day, a huge learning process.
Just walking in really helps, doesn't it?
It does. Until you feel the presence of place and see it with your own eyes, you don't really know. A bit of a change for most people our ages, where we're looking to upscale rather than downscale, but that's what we crave. Sharon wants a space in which she can twirl.
We do have more to see tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I mean, that could be it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll be the one. Yeah. Let's see.
If you want to make Somerset your home, you might have to act sharpish, as house prices are on the up. In fact, they've risen just over 2.5% in the last year. That being said, the average price of a detached house in the county is just over £440,000, which is only £656 higher than the average price for the whole of the UK of just under £440,000. If your budget is rather more modest than our buyers, you can still nab yourself a great slice of Somerset. Take this gorgeous 17th century stone cottage on the market for just under £300,000. It has a split-level ground floor with a bright living room, a separate dining room and a farmhouse-style kitchen. There are 2 double bedrooms and a pretty cottage garden. Or how about this Grade 2 listed former chapel? Converted to create a comfortable home, it has a smart kitchen, a cosy living area, 2 double bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, but still retains its original charm. There's a private enclosed garden and it's on the market for £397,000. And if you fancy a short break in Somerset, you could immerse yourself in forest living with this treetop hideaway. There's a covered kitchen and terrace which enjoy panoramic views, an outdoor shower, and it comfortably sleeps 2 in a log cabin and another 2 in a tree tent. Prices start at £205 per night in low season.
Yesterday, we saw 2 unique properties. On any other episode, either one of them could have been a mystery house. Well, today is actual Mystery House Day with a bonus property before that. And although no one's getting married, I'm still going for something old, something new. I've borrowed these keys and I'm wearing blue. Let's hope it's happily ever after.
We find our bonus property in the village of Blackford, close to the Mendip Hills National Landscape and around 25 miles from Bristol. 2 miles away, in the larger village of Wedmore, there's a good selection of independent shops along with 3 pubs. A name often heard in the area is King Alfred the Great, whose links to Somerset in the 9th century are well known. He's remembered in Wedmore with his name on a street sign. In fact, the village was left to his son and successor, Edward the Elder. A short drive away back in Blackford, we've unearthed this utterly charming double-fronted property, fully loaded with wisteria.
This is a darling. It's an absolutely darling garden.
It's a darling garden.
It's a darling garden, and it's nicely enclosed as you look up to the main house.
To me, it looks like it's possibly Georgian.
It is. It's actually the back of the house, so this is the later addition. Just through the gap is the original house.
Okay.
It's a Somerset longhouse, and that's the front of the property, which they think dates back to the 16th, 17th century, so it looks very different.
Yeah.
You like what you see so far?
I like what we see, yes.
Should we head in?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
This well-proportioned home is Grade 2 listed, and its current owner, a publisher, is responsible for bringing one very famous boy wizard to the world through the pages of millions of paperbacks. So I hope the house works its magic on Sharon and Jeremy. An inviting entrance decked in flagstones leads on one side to a square reception room and on the other a country kitchen with its remodelled inglenook fireplace.
I do like the seat in the hearth. That's great.
It's very cosy.
It definitely feels like a Georgian kitchen. Good space, fantastic ceilings,
I'd like to take you into the older part of the house now, the longhouse.
Okay.
I'm curious about your reaction.
All right.
Okay. It's stunning.
Okie
She
dokes.
says.
Okie dokes.
So that's a side door, and what you have here is the medieval staircase, the Georgian staircase. So this is the connection between the two parts of the house.
Okay, so old meets new.
Ish.
Ish, newish.
Relatively new. So this is the longhouse sitting room. You've got steps down to a little snug, steps up to what could be an office. These two rooms would be perfect for art or writing.
Yeah.
Somerset longhouses were originally built to house people at one end and livestock at the other, all under one roof. The animals were kept safe in harsher weather, and in turn, the heat they gave off helped to keep their owners warm.
This is a piece of history.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
country life, farming history.
It's incredibly full of character.
It used to be a butcher shop, and you can see the bell still on the door.
Yeah, and I do see the hook over there, possibly a meat hook. A lot of sculpting can happen in here.
I love that you're seeing it as a workshop, something different. You wanted those spaces anyway, and that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Next door, the study features exposed stone from the cobbles on the floor right up to where the walls meet the vaulted ceiling.
It feels like I'm walking on an old Roman road. And look how old the beams are. Look forward to exploring up there.
Well, there's no time like the present. Upstairs, above the Georgian part of the house, there's a family bathroom, and overlooking the front garden are 3 double bedrooms, all featuring the square dimensions you would expect, along with exposed floorboards.
Great space, lovely high ceilings.
And a lovely view of the garden as well.
A connecting door leads to the contrasting longhouse side of the house at the back.
I do like these stairs. They're probably medieval stairs.
Here there's another bathroom with a fantastic walk-in shower and 3 more bedrooms in the eaves.
Proportions are slightly different, which makes sense to the bedrooms that we saw on the Georgian side, but very comfortable, very, very comfortable in here.
Last stop on the internal tour is 2 floors down,
Of course.
where the cellar has been turned into a snooker room.
This is a bonus room. If we get hot summer days, we can escape here
That's right.
to keep cool.
The house sits on a plot of around an acre where, along with the enclosed gardens and a small paddock, there are a number of outbuildings and a pool.
The garden is the garden for you.
It is. This one has a blank canvas feel to it.
Enough open space where you can create.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's impressive, the amount of space, I have to say.
It is going to be tough to price this property. Have a stab at it.
I'm going to guess that it's at full budget of £1.3 million.
I am going to guess £1.2 million.
It is currently on the market for £1.25 million. So, you know, it's a tie.
It's a tie. It's a tie. Well done.
Priced at offers in excess of £1,250,000, this historic Grade 2 listed house traverses the centuries and delivers a country kitchen, 3 reception rooms, 6 bedrooms, and a plot of around an acre with numerous outbuildings, plus a pool.
Of all the properties that we've seen, this is definitely the one that is the most characterful and has the greatest sense of history, and you can tell that it has been lived in for many centuries.
It's just a matter of trying to understand how we could live in the space. Right?
Our last roll of the property dice takes us to the village of Westbury sub-Mendip, which sits on the southern slopes of the Mendip Hills, just over 20 miles from Bristol. There are great country walks from the village, where there's a community-run shop with post office open 7 days a week and a popular pub serving good pub grub. A 5-minute walk from the action, located on the edge of the village, is our final offering, which you're getting a preview of before it's unveiled.
Between you and me, I was a little bit nervous about showing this mystery house before I had met Jeremy and Sharon, because I knew they really wanted a period property. But after spending a couple of days with them, I actually think the house that was built 6 years ago, our gorgeous mystery house, may well be the one that suits them the most.
Built on an old micro-quarry, the house has an almost cathedral-like internal oak-framed structure.
It's this room that really shows us you don't need to be in an old property to get that feeling of grandeur and space. And the icing on the cake with this mystery house, views to die for.
Not only that, the house and its surroundings provide Sharon with plenty of room to twirl as much as she fancies.
And a 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Are you going to dance over to me?
A modern mystery house?
Oh, she's ruined my mystery.
This is
Welcome
very
to the new build.
It's a really interesting design.
Architecturally, it's meant to resemble a Scandinavian hall house.
Wow.
Scandi house.
Wow.
I wouldn't have taken you to a new build without character.
Right.
It's actually been built with stone from the quarry that it's been built into.
You're really stretching our thought process in a very positive way.
I look forward to seeing more.
The advantage of the home's youth is its eco-credentials. The current owners have added solar panels, a storage battery, and an air source heat pump, elevating the property's EPC rating to B, meaning it's highly efficient and has a low environmental impact.
Welcome, welcome. So the hallway, but really a room on its own.
It's a lovely entrance room, very spacious.
And the stairs lead off from here on either side.
I love the symmetry of the concrete stairs, so elegant. I'm wondering if this will be the space that you actually use the least.
Oh.
Let's head upstairs.
Okay.
And you'll immediately see why.
All right.
To make the most of the stunning outlook here, the main living quarters are up on the first floor, giving a bird's eye view across the Somerset countryside.
Oh, wow. This is loft living at its best.
That's picture perfect.
That is a spectacular view.
Classic English countryside.
Gosh.
Gentle and rolling.
It's not quite New York-style loft living, but I know what Sharon means with the baronial open-plan layout. Just beyond the dining area is a kitchen that you wouldn't mind doing the washing up in.
It's a statement kitchen.
What you also have, which is a more recent addition from the current owners, is that terrace out there.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
The property's age is all but forgotten, with the views stealing the show. The sleeping quarters here include 6 bedrooms, 2 on each floor. On the ground floor, there are huge rooms either side of the entrance hall, one with an amazing ensuite shower room.
This is definitely one of the most twirlable spaces. Should I give it a go?
Absolutely. Wow, that's my girl.
Then sashaying back up to the first floor are 2 more bedrooms, one with an ensuite and featuring full-width windows.
Look at that view. All this wonderful light.
If you're feeling creative, this would encourage the creativity.
Bedrooms number 5 and 6 are 1 floor above in the eaves, along with a family bathroom. I'd say we've clocked up a week's worth of steps touring this palatial home. And there's some ground to cover outside too. At the rear, there's a lawned area, vegetable beds and a potting shed, along with views from every angle.
From up here, you can see Glastonbury Tor.
You certainly can.
Just through the hedge.
Yes.
I love the view up here, actually. No, I love it.
It is our final chance to guess the price of this property.
I think £1.1 million.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with my 1.2 flat.
And this time, it is on the market for £1.2 million.
Is it? I understand completely why it's worth that, because remember, the view is stunning.
Always a premium.
That's right. So, yeah, I think I get it.
With a guide price of £1.2 million, this contemporary yet characterful Scandi-style new build is under budget, yet offers spacious and stylish open-plan living, 6 bedrooms and a multitude of spots from which to enjoy the unspoilt rural views, both inside and out.
All the houses have been seen. Our journey is almost at an end. Have you seen enough?
I think we've seen it.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Somerset has certainly shown off her property stock. Time to find out what Sharon and Jeremy are thinking. Well, it's been quite the couple of days. How are you both feeling?
A mixture of emotions.
Okay.
Because you've shown us an incredible variety of architectural styles and historical periods.
I think there's bits and pieces of each home that we really liked.
Personally, I don't think we'll go back to see any of the houses. There were 1 or 2 things in each of them, sadly, that meant they were a bit of a no-go. One of them is we want to age in place. And so that means steep stairs are probably a no-go. I don't want a sloped garden. The good thing is that we learned there's a massive inventory of different styles of house and beautiful views and the open spaces that we've been craving after New York City. So, yes, our next steps are to continue to search. It's a big county.
I think the lesson learned here is compromise. As you know, the wish list is very long. It's a matter of now refining it slightly.
And maybe actually when you come across the one, it will feel right and the compromises will be so natural. Well, I have no doubt that you will find somewhere. And thank you so much for bringing us to stunning Somerset. Look at these views.
No, it's amazing.
It's been a fabulous experience.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it's going to prove useful in your journey. See, I told you there was something extra special about this county. We have seen some epic properties over the past couple of days, and yes, we may not have found the one for Sharon and Jeremy, but I'd like to think that we've helped them make a sizable step forward in their search, and we all saw just how at home they looked here in Somerset. We wish them the very best of luck. I'll see you next time on Escape to the Country.
If you would like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales and need our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.